People want closure for things. People want closure for their life. That's why they subscribe to religion. They want closure about how things, they want the assurance of how things are going to end after they die, right? Just like with relationships, like not all relationships are going to have closure, right? There are past relationships with people in the past that don't have closure, right? These how did things in between us, right? There will never be closure between the past relationship. It's not important. It's not important, right? Because the people who are meant to stay in your life will be there for you, and the people who aren't meant to be in your life will go. So like I don't care. I don't care about cutting people off. This whole idea of well, you need to cut this person off, cut this person off. I don't need to do that. The people who are meant to be in my life will be in my life, and the people who aren't won't. It's as simple as that. And I don't care where you fit in the spectrum or what your commonality is with me. Like that's just how I feel, right? So this whole idea of cutting people off, it's like, well, but with relationships though, like people want closure with relationships, right? How did things end? Why did things end between us? Well, and that's something I had to learn. Like you're not going to get closure, right? Things ended because things ended, right? Right? Because you were young and dumb, like myself, and things just happen, right? But you're not going to get closure, right? Wanting closure, right, for past relationships, like it's not going to happen, right? And expecting that's a bad thing, a negative thing, right? Right. The only way to move on from a past chick is to replace her with a new chick. That's honestly how I think. Some people might disagree, and I really don't give a fuck. Like, you want to get over an old girlfriend, replace her with a new one. That's really, what I'm saying. Uh, but you know, people create stress. Even myself, like we create stress in our lives by comparing myself to other people, right? I compare my bikes to other bikes, and it can put stress sometimes, right? Because it's like, you know, you know, you shouldn't compare yourself to me, right? You don't have my temperament, like nobody does. You don't have my temperament, like it's stupid to compare yourself to other people, right? You don't have the same You don't have, uh, you haven't had the same opportunities I have had, or vice versa, right? You don't have the same level of temperament, right? My ability to cope with stress, right? You don't have my temperament, my, you know, uh, et cetera, et cetera. So, this idea, it's an unfair comparison for anybody to compare themselves to me, right?